The Lady Gamecocks of South Carolina have just won the Women's National College Basketball Championship. The men's national title game is set for Monday night, and we have another new winner in the Nascar Cup Series. I'll have all of that tonight on this little bit shortened version of the Scott Manning YouTube Sports Weekend Wrap-Up Show, and we will start the show right after this.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sport.
And a wonderful good evening to all of you. It is now time for the Scott Manning YouTube Sports Weekend Wrap-Up Show. I first want to start off by making an apology. I do want to apologize for not being here on Friday, but Friday I had another commitment. I had something else going on. I could not get out of it. So I apologize in advance for not being here last Friday, but I'm here tonight, and before the end of the show, I'll be making a special announcement, so stay tuned for that. But what a women's national title game. Number one seeded South Carolina beat number 2 UConn 64-49. A big night for the Lady Gamecocks of South Carolina. Destiny Henderson, 26 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Zia Cook, 11 points, 5 rebounds. But the player of the game, as far as I'm concerned, Alea Boston. 11 points. She had a double-double tonight. 11 points, 16 rebounds. What a night for her. As for UConn, the only bright spot, Paige Buchers. 14.6 rebounds, 2 assists. Destiny Henderson, my heavens, she was a beast tonight on the court. Almost 50% from the floor by herself. 9 to 20 from the field. She shot 50% from beyond the arc. 3 of 6 to be exact. And she was 5 of 6 on the free throw line. South Carolina out-rebounded UConn big time. 49-24. And the Lady Gamecocks of South Carolina have become the 12th team in the history of college basketball, in the history of the AP poll, to go wire to wire as the AP number 1 team in the country. Head coach Don Staley said afterwards, the players deserve all the credit. They worked their butts off, and they did. And Alea Boston was named Final Four MVP. She averaged 17 points per game during the Final Four, but Alea Boston, 11 points. You know what? I'm going to do this real quick. Alea Boston has picked up a lot of awards this week and this year. I'm going to add just one more for good measure. Alea Boston, 11 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. Congratulations, my friend. You just picked up one more award. You have just picked up a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. My congratulations to Alea Boston of South Carolina for winning the final Women's Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award of the season. You did it, and you've earned it. But as for UConn, it was just a nightmare. Paige Buchers, 6 of 13 by herself from the floor. But the other 4 starters, Edwards, Udada, Flood, and Williams, they had a combined 17 points on 8 of 22 shooting. And when the game got underway, I was in the kitchen cooking up some supper. I was about to cook up some pizza or something, have some dinner. The game just got underway. Lo and behold, South Carolina went on an 11-2 run. They went wire to wire in the ball game and wire to wire the whole season. That's what was impressive about the Lady Gamecocks of South Carolina. UConn head coach Gino Auriemma said afterwards, we just had no answer. They did. UConn looked lost out there. But I'll tell you what, my hats go off to the Lady Gamecocks of South Carolina. And my congratulations, ladies. You got the job done. And that's all I can say tonight. All right, that was the women's Final Four. The women's national title game. Now the men's national title game has been set. It will be Kansas versus North Carolina for the national title. North Carolina stunned Duke 81-77 in the first national semifinal on Saturday night. What can you say? Caleb Love, 28 points, 4 rebounds. A huge night for him. Armando Bacot, my hats go off to him. 11 points, 21 rebounds in the game. He was a big reason why North Carolina won. And here's the thing for North Carolina. North Carolina, 71 of the 81 points were scored by the starters, by the starting five. Caleb Love shot over 50% from the floor by himself for the game. He was 11 of 20 to be exact. As for Duke, Mark Williams had foul trouble all night. Duke only shot 5 of 22 from beyond the arc for the game. Williams, Roach, and Griffin, they had 20 points on a combined 14 of 32 shooting. Think about that. Jeremy Roach, all by himself, he was only 2 of 11 with 8 points. That was it. Well, I will say this. Coach K's career is officially over. And it ends on a sad note against North Carolina. My hats go off to the Tar Heels. They beat the Blue Devils in the Final Four. And they send Coach K home early without minus a national championship. And I had Duke winning the whole thing. But I will say this, though. Coach K had a fantastic career. He has nothing to hang his head about. He has the most career wins, over 1,200 in his career. He's the greatest coach of all time. The young kid that Duke took their chances on after he left the army, after he left the army, I'll tell you what. The kid from West Point really brought the Duke program back. Coach K turned the Duke program into a perennial powerhouse. Five national championships, 13 trips to the Final Four. Some of those great teams that Duke had, they were great. But Carolina was better on this night. Paolo Banchero, he had a double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Wendell Moore Jr., 10 points, 8 rebounds. That was about it. Carolina went on a 3-ball barrage. That's why Duke lost last night. But as far as Coach K goes, Coach Krzyzewski has nothing to hang his head about. He had a super career. 15 ACC, he's won the ACC title so many times, I don't even know where to start. 13 trips to the Final Four. 5 national titles. Coach K is one of the greatest coaches of all time. There's no debating it. Not even some of the greatest of all time, like John Wooden. If he was still around, he wouldn't debate it. But as far as North Carolina goes, they're going to play for the national title. They have a chance to make history, to join Villanova as the lowest seed ever to win the national title. Remember back in 1985 when Villanova had to face Georgetown? They were an 8 seed. And back then, think about this, back in 85, when Villanova played Georgetown, this was the big bad Hoyas. They were the defending national champions facing a Villanova team, an 8 seed, that barely squeaked into the dance with a 19-10 record. This time it's different. North Carolina is going to face Kansas with a 29-9 record. There's going to be some differences there. Bill Self has a chance to win the national championship. But North Carolina may have something special on their minds. Ever since the loss on February 5th, North Carolina's gone 13-2 in that time. Under first-year head coach Hubert Davis, North Carolina has beaten Duke twice. Once at Cameron Indoor, and just this game in the Final Four. So North Carolina's going to face Kansas. And Kansas had no trouble with Villanova on Saturday night, 81-67. Ochai Agbaji, 21 points. David McCormick, 25 points, 9 rebounds. Jalen Wilson, give him some love. 11 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. Woo! That was what really impressed me. Kansas went 13-24 from beyond the arc. That's 54.2%. Agbaji went 6-7 from beyond the arc by himself. But David McCormick, 10-12 from the field, 5-6 at the free throw line. And Kansas shot 53.7% from the field for the game. As for Villanova, Colin Gillespie, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. Brandon Slater, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Caleb Daniels, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. There was no Justin Moore in the lineup due to injury. He suffered an Achilles injury in the Elite Eight, which kept him out. But he could have been a real big help because Kansas went on this 3-ball barrage that nobody wouldn't believe. Now, Villanova, in the game, I'll give them this. They went 13-31 from beyond the arc for 41.9%. Almost 42%. But when you got the Jayhawks shooting over 54% from beyond the arc, and you got Agbaji going 6-7 from beyond the arc by himself, it's a miracle it wasn't any worse. And that's all you can say for Villanova. So now, the national title game is set. It's Kansas versus North Carolina in a game that will have everybody all over the world talking. And I'll tell you this. May the best team win. And I'll tell you what. North Carolina may have something. They have something special. They beat Duke twice. First-year head coach Hubert Davis may be onto something. But as for Kansas and Bill Self is going for another national crown. The Jayhawks could do it again. But if North Carolina upsets Kansas, they could join Villanova as the lowest seed ever to win a national title. That would be something if that were to happen. Nobody expected Villanova. Nobody expected this matchup. I did not expect North Carolina to go all the way. I had them going out second round in my bracket, which I know was a long, long time ago. I did not have Carolina going all the way here to this point. But they've really impressed me. And I'll give them. I'll give credit where credit is due to the Tar Heels of North Carolina. And that's all there is to it. All right. Let's talk about the NASCAR Cup Series today, shall we? Now, the race today out at Richmond, it was a beautiful day in Richmond, Virginia. Denny Hamlin gets his first win of the season. He led only the final 5 laps of that race. And he gets the win, and he becomes the newest winner of the season. Kevin Harvick, a long winless streak, hadn't got a second place finish. Nice job for Happy Harvick here today. William Byron, a winner earlier this year. He finished 3rd. He led 122 laps of that race. Martin Truex Jr., a 4th place finish for him. He led 80 laps today. A nice run for him. Kyle Larson, a winner earlier this year, finished 5th. Christopher Bell, he finished 6th today. Led 63 laps. Ryan Blaney, he led every single lap on the first stage of the race. He led 128 laps total. finishes 7th. Alex Bowman, he was a winner earlier this year, finishes 8th. Kyle Busch 9th, and Austin Dillon came home 10th. The next event for the NASCAR Cup Series is going to be at Martinsville on a Saturday night. A Saturday night main event under the lights in Martinsville, Virginia. May the best driver win, and may the best team have a great night. And also, too, the Indy Car Series is back with a street race at Old Long Beach. The Indy Cars go to Long Beach for an early road racing battle. Last weekend, we saw a great Indy Car race out of the Texas Motor Speedway, won by Joseph Newgarden, and what a great race that was. I know it was a long time ago, but we got to get back into talking about IndyCar after the long hiatus. But you know something, though? I'm in the mood to talk a little baseball. Since we got some time to kill, let's have some fun. Shall we? Now, I'm going to give you my division picks another time. I'm going to do that. But I want to give you my AL and my American League and National League Cy Young and MVP picks for this year. The American League Cy Young. Everybody says it's Garrett Cole's to lose. Garrett Cole of the New York Yankees is the heavy favorite. Last year, he had a 16-8 record with a 3.23 ERA. His career earned run average is 3.20. And he did strike out 243 batters last year. For a lot of people, this is Garrett Cole's to lose. He can step up into the limelight. If he can stay healthy, Garrett Cole has a shot. But I do have a dark horse contender. Call me crazy, but it's Lucas Giolato from the Chicago White Sox. He may have to step up now with Lance Lynn on the injured list. Last year, Giolato had an 11-9 record with a 3.53 ERA, and he struck out 201. His career ERA is a 4.19. Giolato, if he can stay healthy, and now he has to step up with Lance Lynn banged up. If Giolato can stay healthy, I could consider him as a dark horse to win the American League Cy Young. I know it sounds crazy, but anything can happen. But Garrett Cole is my favorite. But Giolato, I got him down as a dark horse. I have him down as a contender. And that's all there is to it. Those are the two I have on my watch list for the American League Cy Young. As for American League MVP, you'll find this interesting. From the Minnesota Twins, the newly acquired twin, Carlos Correa. Last year, he had 26 home runs, 92 RBIs. He had 279 last year with an OPS of .850. Correa going to Minnesota. That was huge. 2 weeks ago, I had the White Sox winning the division. Now I'm not so sure with the Twins getting Correa, the number one free agent at the time. Now I do have another contender from the Boston Red Sox, Rafael Devers. Last year he had 38 home runs and had 113 RBIs, and he had 279 last year. Now I know it was 1 year ago and it's a new year, but if Devers can stay healthy, you got to consider him as a favorite for American League MVP. He's going to have an uphill battle against Carlos Correa. I'm not going to deny it. So that's all there is to it. Now, the National League Cy Young. This one, I had to consider. I always like to have a favorite and someone else to watch out for. For the New York Mets, Max Scherzer. Now, despite he's got this little injury that's keeping him day to day, it's kind of a little bit of a hiccup. And that's all it is for him. It's just a hiccup. He'll be back soon. Last year, Scherzer had a 15-4 record with a 2.46 ERA. He struck out 236, and he's got a career ERA of 3.16. That's something to think about. Scherzer is going to step up now. With Jacob deGrom injured and not able to throw, Max Scherzer could step up and possibly take away the NL Cy Young. But Scherzer could have some possible competition. And who could that come from? From the Milwaukee Brewers, Corbin Burns. Last year, he had an 11-5 record with a 2.43 ERA, and he struck out 234. And with a 3.39 career ERA to boot, he could be somebody that could take it away. He could come out of the pack and take away the NL National League Cy Young here. I thought about this last night. Scherzer's the favorite. It's actually Scherzer's to lose. But Corbin Burns, if he can pitch well this season, and if he can take the Brewers to the National League Central, I think Corbin Burns could win National League Cy Young. I really do. So watch out for those two this year. Now, National League MVP. I've got 3 on the watch list. From the Washington Nationals, Juan Soto. Last year, April and May was kind of a meh. Not much going on. He only had a 780 OPS. Then, the rest of the way, from June to the end of the season for the Washington Nationals, Soto hit 329, and he finished second last year in the MVP voting. So watch out for Juan Soto of the Washington Nationals. Watch out for him. And for the Philadelphia Phillies, Bryce Harper. Second half last year, he hit 338, and he won MVP honors last year. Bryce Harper could jump out of nowhere. So everybody thinks it's going to be Soto versus Harper. But I've got one more for the National League MVP watch list. From the St. Louis Cardinals, Nolan Arenado. Last year, he had kind of a down year, hitting 255. That was a down year for him last year. Because for the last 8 years previous, when he was with the Rockies, he was always considered for the MVP voting. Can he get back to that this year? We don't know. But we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there, folks, to kind of give you a heads up on how I feel about the Cy Young and the MVP voting. And that's all there is to it. All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my closing thoughts. The Women's National Championship game is over. The Lady Gamecocks of South Carolina have done it. The men's national title game is on Monday night. Will it be the Tar Heels of North Carolina who stunned Duke twice this season? Or will it be the Jayhawks winning it again? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. The Major League Baseball season starts on Thursday. So there's something there to look forward to. With baseball starting back up on Thursday, with a bunch of doubleheaders, and I'll get the schedules up, and I'll share that information with you at a later date. Which leads me, before I go, to make a special announcement. Tuesday night at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and this will be on Facebook. Because I have a bunch of Facebook feeds I can share this with, I can share this broadcast with. Tuesday night, April 5th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be doing a Major League Baseball preseason. I'll be doing a special show to get you ready for the upcoming 2022 baseball season. Now that spring training's almost over and the regular season's about to get underway, I'll give you an ideas on who's going to win what division and and I'll give you my choices for Cy Young and MVP. That will be Tuesday night, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook, on my Facebook page. All you got to do is type my name, Scott. Go to www.facebook.com, type down the information, type my name down, and I will be live. And this is a live show on Facebook. You'll be able to chime in. You'll be able to give your comments and tell me how everything is going. That is Tuesday night at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook for a special edition for the Scott Manning Major League Baseball Facebook special. And I'm getting ready for that on Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to it. I just want to thank you guys so much for taking this time with me. I know it's a short show tonight, but I had a few other things going on this week. My birthday is on Tuesday, the same day as the show. So I'll be taking birthday wishes all day. Thank you guys so much for being with me. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for being with me, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and I thank you.